Galactic Geeks, it's Devin. Welcome to another video. So, today we're going to talk about who's the best Batman. So, if you guys have been following, or if not, it doesn't really matter. A while ago I did a video, who's the better Spider-Man. I did Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, because at that time, there wasn't Spider-Man Homecoming yet. Tom Holland hasn't been Spider-Man. So I did between the two of them. And I believe I chose Andrew Garfield out. I'd have to go back and check, but that's pretty obvious. Come on. You know, he's more athletic, he's more quippy. You believe that he could actually do some of those stunts compared to Tobey Maguire, who just is like the square of a person in that costume. So today I'm going to do Batman, if you couldn't tell by the title. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to name some of the pluses, minuses for each Batman. Alright, let's go. So first we have Adam West. Adam West, pluses is that he's campy, he never really took himself too seriously, so it's a looser, funner Batman. But as a minus, that's not always what you want from Batman. Sometimes you want a stern, hard, you know, sometimes crooked Batman. Preferably, as enjoyment goes, I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of Adam West Batman, and I've also gotten a lot of other enjoyment out of other Batman that were more serious. So we'll move on to the next one, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is in my opinion at least, a good Batman, an okay Bruce Wayne, but a good Batman. If you want to go with all the theories and stuff that he's a killer and stuff, and he kind of is. You see him kill some people. That's a minus, I guess, because Batman shouldn't kill. But at the same time, it's, other than the bomb down the pants in the sewer with the clown in Batman Returns, it's, I don't know, I guess he does kill quite a bit. So, there's that. But his performance for what he had mask-wise and stuff, and he couldn't really move his head and all that, pretty good, I would say. Alright, so then we have Val Kilmer. I can't really think of that many positives for Val Kilmer. He was a good Bruce Wayne, but his Batman left everyone wanted more from his Batman, you know? Plus it introduces Chris O'Donnell Robin, and let's not even get started on that. George Clooney Batman, not much to be said here. Not a great Batman, not a great Bruce Wayne. Well, kind of a great Bruce Wayne. George Clooney could be a Bruce Wayne type in real life, I feel, you know, if he was trying to hide his secret identity or something. But, you know, acting wise in the movie, not a great Bruce Wayne, not a great Batman. He's even admitted so himself. This is mainly in here because it has to be. He was a Batman, he deserves to be talked about as a Batman, but it's not a great Batman. Then we have Christian Bale. A lot of people love Christian Bale's Batman, and I'm not going to say I don't. It's good, you know, his Bruce Wayne is pretty good. His Batman, and this isn't always his fault, his Batman, I would have wanted to see a lot more fist fighting from the Batman, a lot less gadgets. You know, gadgets are cool, and they are a big part of what makes Batman Batman, but a big part of also what makes Batman Batman is being able to go out in the street, take on 10 dudes at once, and be fine. And you never ever really see that in the Dark Knight trilogy. In Batman Begins, you know, yeah, he sword fights Ra's al Ghul, but there's no real stakes. Like, Ra's probably isn't going to kill him, even if he says he is. You know, then he never really fist fights any, like, criminals. And at the end, there's like a few punches thrown between him and Ra's before Ra's gets on the train, you know, and explodes. Spoiler for a 12-year-old movie, by the way. Dark Knight, a little bit more, but not that much. Still, the only really hand-to-hand scene we have is him versus the Joker, and that lasts for like a couple seconds. You know, maybe a few punches thrown in the beginning with the hockey pads thing, and I can't remember outright, but I'm pretty sure there isn't really that much. And then Dark Knight Rises had the best opportunity for it. They had Batman vs. Bane, which arguably is the only part of the trilogy that features heavily a fist fight between Batman and anyone. And that would be all fine and good if it was like decent choreography, because while Bane's choreography in the first fight is great, you know, the over the arm and then the like swinging him down and like hitting him and stuff, that's great. But Batman is just a bunch of clumsy like over, you know, arcing punches. It's like, no, Batman's a trained ninja essentially. He would know not to do like over cumbering, you know, like punches like that. Especially in that trilogy, he's set up as a ninja, and so I expect more from him in that. Even in the scene where the police officers and him rush Bane to town hall, you still don't see any fist fighting from Batman. He knocks a couple guys down, but that's about it, and then he goes straight for Bane. I would have liked a scene where maybe Bane's taking out some cops and Batman's taking out some, you know, crooks, and then they see each other and then they start fighting, not just like they walk right up to each other. And then, last but not least, you have Ben Affleck. Here we go. So, positives. He's really good as a Bruce Wayne, and he gives a decent Batman. The problem is how much he kills, you know, the whole Martha thing, and I get it, you know, I'm not one of those fools who doesn't understand the whole Martha thing. I got it. Even in the theater, I got it. But it's just kind of, you know, it takes away from the character, and I can't like 100% be behind that character with that choice, which I know isn't all Ben Affleck's choice, but he was a producer, I believe, on that movie, and he basically rewrote his lines according to everyone on set and stuff. So like, I believe it. All right. So, now for the moment where we choose the best Batman. Here we go. Drum roll. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's none of them. It's Kevin Conroy. Come on, guys. When you read comics and you read anything about Batman, I don't know about all of you, but Kevin Conroy is what I hear in my head. His Bruce Wayne, his Batman. Anytime that I'm reading anything to do with Batman, that's the voice I hear, you know? And to me, that kind of defines who the best Batman is. If Val Kilmer was the best Batman, then I would hear Val Kilmer's voice in my head when I read Batman. And, you know, sometimes, depending on the Batman, you hear different Batman. Like, if you're reading a Batman 66 comic, then yeah, you're going to hear Adam West's voice. But I'm talking, like, New 52, Rebirth, you know, just general, like, Grant Morrison, JLA, any of those. When I'm reading Batman, I hear Kevin Conroy in my head. That's what I hear. Same with when I read the Joker. I hear Mark Hamill. You know, and when I read Nightwing, I hear Lauren Lester, not like Jesse McCartney from Young Justice. You know, like, while he does give a good performance, you know, it's a, and you know, part of that may be, but that's what I grew up with, and I'm willing to accept that bias on this. But at the same time, I grew up in the 90s watching all 4 of those Batman movies. I watched Batman and Robin probably 100 times before I was 10 years old. You know, like, when I was a kid, I could sit down and I could find silly things in that movie to enjoy. But that doesn't mean that George Clooney is a better Batman. You know, like, you can enjoy anything if you watch it enough. And that's why I think Kevin Conroy is the best Batman, because not only his performances on the show, but he influences everything that is Batman to me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people out there. I know Brad, if you guys remember him, he feels the same way. When he reads Batman comics, he hears Kevin Conroy's voice in his head. That's just what people hear. You know, like, it's the best Batman voice, it's the best Bruce Wayne voice, and a performance doesn't have to be live action in order for you to appreciate it, you know? Like, Kevin Conroy doesn't really look that much like Batman, and he really doesn't look that much like Bruce Wayne. So if you were to do a live-action version with him, it probably wouldn't turn out great, just for the sole reason that he doesn't look like or feel like a Batman. But his voice is Batman. Like, that's all there is to it. Anyway, sorry for, you know, throwing a loop around you and maybe tricking you there, but I felt it was important to get that out there, because a lot of people, who are sub-level fans of Batman won't ever experience Kevin Conroy. They'll just be like, oh, well, the newest movie's out, so I'll go see the newest movie. They won't backlog to the animated series or some of the animated movies. And, you know, if they're sub-level fans of Batman, they probably won't play the Arkham games, so they won't know Kevin Conroy's voice. Long story short, I love Batman. I love all versions of Batman, but I think his is the best. Alright, and with that, I'm going to get out of your guys' hair. I'll see you later. Have a good one.